Today's episode of Do You Even Console MMO Bro is sponsored by Soulstice. The balance of the holy kingdom of Ketis is compromised when powerful, feral creatures known as wraiths, that I hate very much and beat my ass in the game, invade from the other side of the veil, threatening to consume the living. Wraiths corrupt their victims and can even possess their bodies, turning into unstoppable monsters that prey upon the common folk. The chimeras, hybrid warriors born of the union of two souls, are the only ones who can protect mankind. Soulstice can be purchased for $39.99 USD on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Thank you so much to Soulstice for sponsoring today's podcast. And
It was pretty funny to watch those race beat your ass repeatedly until you finally gave up and restart the level. Just to have them still beat your ass. That was really funny because I got to be in a voice chat with you.
know. That stream was hilarious. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to episode 2 of the DYECMOB Do You Even Console MMO Bro podcast. And I got the two awesome motherfuckers with me today. Shiny Luxray and Asylum X Prodcutions. How are you both doing today?
I am currently existing. But that is solely because my employer expects a lot out of me when it comes to how long it takes to do certain tasks. Such as go and clean up the mess made in the second girl's locker room because the sewer gas line cracked above their locker room.
Oh, what
So
the hell?
go in there and make it smell good. So I go in there and it turns out they're still working on the line. I have half an hour
Oh.
to make it not look like shit. And if he comes up to me tomorrow and says that I didn't perform to his expectations, I'm going to simply tell him that you need to lower your expectations because they are simply far too high for one guy doing all that cleaning.
Can I have your supervisor's number so I can send him the link to this show?
Absolutely not. See, unfortunately, I still need the job.
Oh, man. Shiny, what about you, man? How you doing today?
I'm alright. Guilty Gear for the first time. Yeah, giving me a headache, but that's all fighting games.
So what you telling me is you on there getting your ass whooped, huh?
No, I'm learning. Learning is
Yeah, you
learning.
learning. So I could jump on Guilty Gear right now and hand you the smoke is what you telling me.
Shit, nigga. It don't take a long time for me to learn. You played 3 matches before I was like, alright, time to post attack.
He will learn the game out of spite.
Bro, I'm not even gonna talk shit to Shiny when it comes to fighting games anymore. I've learned enough lessons from this man, and I have no problem admitting this on this podcast. Every time I have challenged, and I swear this is I don't know just a thing with them. Every time I have challenged this man or BB in a fighting game, it has never ended well, except once. Asylum, I forgot to tell you that too. I actually recently got BB just one time. I was actually, yeah. I beat BB in something. I got him in multiverses. Bro, but let me tell you what happened after I got him those first couple games. This man did not talk for the rest of the night, and he turned me into his freaking pillow target.
This is why I just don't play fighting games.
Like he went silent. I was just like, all right, here we go. It's about to be some shit. And the next thing I know, this man pulls out a new character, and he's just wailing on me round after round after round.
Man, you really pissed him off by beating him that one.
Like, dude, I don't know. Fighting games are like it brings out the worst amongst friends, family, anybody.
Dude, okay, like, I will openly admit, I just suck at fighting games.
Yeah.
Like whenever I play them, I just get my ass beat. It doesn't matter who my opponent is.
You were pretty good at Brawlhalla though.
Brawlhalla had some gimmicks,
Yeah, I'm not.
aka Yumiko, and even then Yumiko is no longer that great because there's other people that can do what Yumiko does, but better.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say
So
though, a lot of your
now,
tactics with Yumiko were meta for at least the first year. At
oh yeah,
least.
it's called the "you're not allowed back on the platform." Just go away, go away, because the moment you're on this platform, you're gonna kick my ass. I can't let that happen. I know every other fighting game though, like no matter who I played with, especially Smash. Like Smash is like a big thing that like reason why I don't play a lot of fighting games. Was
Smash
every
is
time I loaded it up, I got bullied.
yeah. Smash is easy, but just has like a deep learning curve once you get to a certain level. Like there's a way you gotta have your mindset when you play that game. I hate
Dude, I
going
can only
against
ever,
people on Smash.
play one character, and that was Ike.
Yeah, and like
And that's because I figured out the timing of the movement of everyone else's like character.
uh huh.
And when I did my down smash,
Mm-hmm.
it was always just before they could touch me. Then they started banning me from playing Ike.
Dear God.
So then I started playing Sheik. And then they banned me from playing Sheik, which those were like the only two I was good with. So like you bastards, leave me alone.
Yeah, I will calmly admit that every time I have challenged Shiny and Smash, has end up in my asshole being smashed.
Dude, note to self, never challenge Shiny Smash. 'Cause I already know I would lose. I already know.
Yo, Shiny and BB, that would be a good fight though. I would pay to see that.
I would pay to see like BB potentially get incredibly angry and then go incredibly violent.
I'm
Just,
telling.
just
Once he
see how
gets
much
in focus mode, that's it. That is it.
that would be something worth paying some money for. I would pay money for that.
All right. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got some juicy topics for you guys tonight with tonight's podcast, and I'm hoping, like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I am very nervous about topic number 1 because I am afraid that Shiny is going to take the long, dreadful cock of "I told you" show and just shove it down my throat. But we're going to see. But there's a couple decent ones we gotta cover here. We've had a lot of game shutdowns in the past couple months, and not all of these are MMORPGs per se, but they definitely follow that line of MMO looter grindy kind of games. There's 3 of them specifically I do want to talk about in today's episode, and we're also going to be even discussing some Dauntless, some Final Fantasy 14, and even a little bit of World of Warcraft. So you guys, you're in for a good one tonight. And let's go ahead and start with our first topic. And Shiny, I'm not even sure if you've heard this yet, but you probably have. Bless Unleashed is going to be shut down.
Yeah, because it's hot garbage.
There we go.
And I'm not gonna lie, this angers me. And I'm just, oh boy, I don't even know where to start. I put so much blind faith into that game, despite how many warnings I got.
I mean, saying that was garbage.
I know. You were a main person. This, for one thing, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take the L for. You said it. I know at one point Cry had even, I think he liked it a little, but even he was sketchy. MMO Byte had just said straight up, don't trust him at all. And I believe he was very confident they were going to do the same thing. Because when they finally announced it, he was just like, ooh, shocker. Asylum, I know you were okay with the game for a little bit. until we
So
got like real deep into the leveling process.
the for me, when it comes to playing a game,
Mm-hmm.
uh, especially in MMORPG, I do not want to be stuck in a loop where I am forced to fight things that are weaker than me, because the things that are supposedly on par with me are still strong enough to one or two shot me, and then not get any experience from the things that are on par with me,
Right.
or things from that are lower level than me. I mean, the only feasible way to quickly level up is to take on challenges that realistically you cannot keep winning over and over and over again because you're just not gonna have the time.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fucking issue with Bless Unleashed. To the
Gotcha.
point where I just stopped playing because like I'm tired of doing this constant farming.
Yeah.
Because like a little bit of farming is okay. I played Warframe. I still occasionally do play Warframe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
because
right.
I can. That's because I can fucking kill what is in front of me.
I was say, if you're a Warframe player, you definitely don't mind farming
It's
at
just when
all.
the farming becomes tedious and I can't kill the things in front of me. There's a fucking issue. That that's really my biggest issue with Bless was I just couldn't take the farming. That's why I uninstalled it. I'm like, look, man, I can't play this anymore.
Shiny, did you ever play Bless Unleashed at all?
I played the beta. That's it. That's all I needed.
I just all right. Let me go ahead and explain why I went ahead and decided to give these guys a little bit of faith. So, where I started when it came to Bless Unleashed, right? There was a rumor. When did Bless Unleashed come out? 2018, 2019,
We
2020?
have to we have technology. Hang on.
Okay. I don't remember what year.
Fuck off, Chrome. I don't care. Bless Unleashed. I think I broke my N key on this board. Okay, so Bless Unleashed released in 2020.
2020, okay. 2 years ago, 2 years before that, back around 2018, 2019, there was a rumor that Bless Online was eventually going to hit console platforms. And I was already aware of the reputation that Bless had about screwing players over, launching a founder's pack, going free to play, and shutting down really quickly. Um, that had already happened, I think, twice with two of their games. And I had said to myself, well, maybe if it's coming to console, maybe they really just happened to screw up with the first two. And they finally have a model that's going to work with everything. And one thing I could never picture was the game not coming to PC. And the reason Round 8, Neo is, whatever the hell you want to call them, it's all the same thing. One reason they were easily able to fool me is because they stayed with that console only notion for the longest. And I was like, all right, maybe they know they messed up with the PC guys and they're not going to try and reconcile with them right now. They're coming to us console guys with a fresh start. They're going to see how their game does and maybe they'll bring it to PC later. And then the game has started as an Xbox exclusive. I was like, all right. And I'm confident this game's going to come to PlayStation eventually. Lo and behold, 6-7 months later, PS4 version's announced. PS4 goes into beta. Shocker. And then I'm telling people over and over, and no one believes me at the time, but I'm like, this game is going to hit PC. And I said to myself, because console dev kits and console game development is expensive, there's no way they're going to keep expanding on this game and getting it deeper and deeper into console platforms, spending all this money, and then doing the same screw-over format that they did before. And I said to myself, that there's no way it's going to happen after everything they've spent and everything they've made off of this game. I can't picture them shutting this down. And then my first hint came about that things were going to go screwy was when they launched the game on PC. But when they launched it on PC, it had a different publisher. They were self-publishing, not Bandai Namco. And that was the first thing that made me suspicious. And I was like, all right, so something's iffy, at least with this PC version. And the community was pleading for a lot of things with Bless. There was a lot of changes they wanted to the end game grind. A lot of the stuff for the gear upgrades they wanted to fix. People wanted crossplay, at least between Xbox and PlayStation. And a lot of the significant changes that would have prolonged the game's life and made it work better, those were ignored. And that was always something I found weird. The little minuscule things that would, like help the game survive at the moment, they were jumped right on. But the long-term things that would truly make the game great, those were ignored. And I had found that weird. But I put the worry aside anyway. I said, no, they're not going to do the same thing. The game's been out 2 years. It's still pumping strong. And especially when they released their roadmap for 2022, I was very confident. And I was like, oh yeah, we got a new class and everything coming. We're good. These guys go silent for 9 months. And then wait till September 1st to say they're going to shut down in November. I feel like the biggest idiot on all the planet. Oh. Shiny, I should have listened. I should have took your word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If by some miracle MMO Bite watches this podcast, I should have listened. Every single subscriber and viewer of mine that had warned me about Bless and to be cautious with NeoWiz, I should have listened. One thing I do want to make clear though is no harsh feelings and disrespect to Bandai Namco. I'm always going to be thankful for Bless Unleashed with that one thing. It did give me the ability to become a Bandai partner. And thanks to that, I've pretty much been doing sponsored opportunities with Bandai and playing a lot of their games free and stuff like that back to back ever since. Like, I got a review copy of Elden Ring, for Christ's sakes. My little tiny 14 subscriber ass got one of the biggest games of the year for free.
Yeah, fuck you.
No, I'm just saying, I'm thankful to Bless for that one little thing. That's what got me this opportunity in the first place. So if anybody from Bandai watches this, no disrespect to Bandai, we know this was not y'all, but the one thing that this really does make me worry about is Lies of P, the upcoming Souls-like game, because they're making this.
Oh.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's a Souls-like game. I'm not asking them to tend to this game forever, but if they're going to abandon ship the way they do with all their games, just please put a new game plus mode in that game before you do so. That's all I ask.
Just give the rights to developing it to somebody else if you're just going to abandon it.
Yeah, like
in all honesty.
Yeah, and that's another thing that annoys me too is like Bless had its issues, but Bless Unleashed was their best attempt at a Bless game yet. And I think, any MMO channel out there will agree with that. This Bless Unleashed was the best one they've done. I've heard the previous 2 games were a lot worse. I personally never got to play them. What's good, Ace? And I don't know. That whole situation just puts a sour taste in my mouth. And I should have listened.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to be Mr. Positive and faith in every single developer, but
that's why you need someone to balance out your positivity with negativity. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I know. Because at the end of the day, you're not letting you guys ain't gonna let these guys get away with shit.
I don't get paid by them. They can eat my ass. Now, if they start paying me, I might change my tone.
You don't care. Shiny's already a developer, so he knows. So you ain't getting no bullshit past Shiny.
Yeah, like he gets to pass like all the shit he wants in a game because he's literally a game developer. Like, we can't argue with him because he knows more about simply how that shit works than we do. He has that. Yeah,
there have been so many of my console rants that I've made on Twitter where this man is coming along like, nah, shut up, that can't be done because blah 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 blah. And I'm like, Shiny, fuck you and your game developing ass. Oh boy. Oh.
Man, I came up with topic number 2, where it's a very similar subject to topic number 1.
Oh, number 2 is. Let me see. Oh God.
I, I've
All
been
right,
looking at
this
this on
one
the
now.
field that entire
This one,
time.
I'm angry, and I have another one I want to toss in the mix. So, on to the next topic. Shiny, you had actually wanted to try this at one point in time. I actually was trying to get you a key, but my contact had never got back to me. We actually have Babylon's Fall shutting down at the end of the year as well. Asylum, did you get a chance to play that at all? Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
how'd you feel about it?
I played it with you. You and
That's right,
Aki,
you
it,
did. That's
it
right,
was
you did.
enjoyable.
You did play the beta.
It was in fact fun.
Yeah. All right. So Babylon's Fall is what I like to call a victim of circumstance. And you know what? I should ask you guys this too, because both of y'all are fans of two really popular looter shooters that are live service games that literally started from nothing and blew up into something. Asylum, you with Warframe, and Shiny with Destiny. So, let me ask you guys a question. What is y'all take on live service games? How do y'all feel about them?
Live service games?
Yeah, like the ones that, they start small and they just evolve over time. Like, the success story that, like, Destiny has, that Warframe has, No Man's Sky, and stuff like that.
I got put this. I think a lot of developers, since they think it's like, since it's a what's that shit called, live service game, since you just continuously make updates, they just think like they'll release like the vanilla ass version of the game
Mm-hmm.
and see how like the reception is of it. If it's bad, they'll improve it. If it's not bad, they'll just keep making more of that shit until people get tired of it and then they change it. But like I feel like live service games can equal me personally, like from all the ones that we've seen when they release it's slowly starting to get to equal like mediocrity is fine, and then you just make it better over time, which
Mm-hmm.
is fine, but at the same time it's not fine because it's just like I don't want mediocre if I'm paying, you know.
Yeah, especially if you're paying for it. Like, if it's
Yeah.
free to play, then that's something
That's
else.
different. Yeah, it's different. But mediocre when it launches, I have to pay $60. Like why am I paying $60 for mediocre? I want a game that's fun from the start. I
Right.
don't want a game that's gonna get fun in fucking a year. What, you might as well just kept developing it for a year.
Yeah, and then release it. Right. Right. That I understand.
But I think live service games are cool. I just don't think they ever release in a good state.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the problem. That's probably a big reason they have the reputation they have.
Yeah. I would say, especially with the current era of gaming,
Right.
coming out with a live service game is incredibly difficult. A lot of the reasons, like for what Shiny had said, where
Mm.
they come out either with like issues that, of course, will be updated as they go, but those issues cause the game to not be fun.
Right.
Games like Warframe and Destiny started a few years ago, where it was okay to have those. Because most of the time, they didn't break your game, they didn't stop you from enjoying the game that you were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they evolved. You can't necessarily do that anymore. Because everyone will say, game's shit, game's bad, and then not play it.
Right.
And then you have to come out with something polished. But by coming out with something polished, there's a huge chunk of content that was never actually worked on.
Yeah.
So
True.
they can be done, but just not easy.
Yeah. The thing that makes me mad about Babylon's Fall and another one is Godfall. Now, Godfall is not necessarily being shut down per se. Special thank you to Aki, by the way. She's the one that recommended for me to talk about and Godfall as well. But I'll start with Babylon. The thing with Babylon is it was never given a real chance. It was announced originally. Unfortunately, the first trailer of Babylon's Fall, I'll admit, Platinum should have been a lot more forthcoming and open about the type of game it was. They purposely teased it with just one player at a time, and it looked like a type of typical action game that you would expect from Platinum, like a Bayonetta type of thing or something like that. You know, just some hack and slash crazy nonsense. Like when I first saw Babylon's Fall and its original trailer, I thought it was a Souls-like game because they teased this whole single player narrative, and then they showed these 4 other companions at the end, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe you can like summon friends into it, or there's some type of co-op element. They released a trailer finally like a year and a half later that shows it, you know, being just a full-on like dungeon crawler co-op style looter thing. And me personally being an MMO guy, I'm drooling. I'm in love. But the rest of the world's like, this ain't what you showed us a year ago. And then, you know, there were the other pet peeves about, you know, the game's art style and stuff like that. Say what you will about those things, but whatever. But the fact that, you know, they weren't forthcoming, and the term live service already had a sour taste in people's mouth. It was never given a chance from the start. As soon as they said it was going to be a live service title, people were just like, no, this is going to fail. Dead game. People were saying dead game before the beta even came out. The boss battles were fun, very raid-like, mechanic-filled. There was plenty of loot. When the game first launched, it actually had a decent amount of end-game dungeons. It wasn't even really lacking on content. The only thing I think about Babylon's Fall that was kind of bad was the combat system they put together was, despite it being a good combat system, it was very repetitive.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the only real flaws the game had. The story wasn't, I mean, it wasn't Final Fantasy like, but it wasn't terrible. The graphics and the art style, that's, I don't know, that's up in the air depending on how you feel about that oil paint look of it. Some people like it, some people hate it. They did initially tone it down a bit after fan feedback, but I just feel like, you know, the game never really was given a true chance to begin with. And same thing with Godfall. When it first launched on PS5, it was already set to have that negative reception, even though they didn't even announce it as a live service. They just said, you know, hey, it's a looter. We're going to put free updates and expansions on it. Godfall was supposed to have 2 paid expansions and never even got its second one.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, and the thing is, and Godfall was actually good. I've bought that game on 2 different platforms. I got a review key for it on PC. I bought it on PlayStation and I bought it again on Xbox. There is so much more they could have done with Godfall, and the thing was it was actually a solid game. Shiny, you enjoyed Godfall, didn't you?
Yeah, Godfall's cool.
Yeah. Asylum, I know you were liking it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Excuse me, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like those 2 games in particular, they didn't get much of a chance, and I don't know. My audience especially, I would figure they would be a bit more open to some of these kind of things just because, you know, they're MMO players and they know how these games. So, like, every game starts somewhere. Like, even Final Fantasy XIV. I use this prime example all the time. Like, a lot of people forget. Vanilla Final Fantasy XIV was a story mode and 2 dungeons. There were no raids. There was nothing yet. You had Wanderer's Palace and you had Amdapor Keep to farm for your item level 75 Darklight gear. And then Artifact gear was added later, and then a little bit after that they added I believe the Bahamut Trials and the Crystal Tower. I'm not sure if Crystal Tower was added first or the Bahamut Trials. But even Vanilla 14, and I'm not sure about Vanilla World of Warcraft. I can't speak on that because I never really played it. But these games, they start small. And that's just, that's usually how it goes. And I don't know. I just figured, more people would notice that. I mean, look at Fortnite, Apex. Look where those began. Apex especially. That game didn't have its first season for months when it came out. It was a battle royale with no kind of progression whatsoever except loot boxes. All you could do was unlock random skins the way you do in Overwatch.
Yes.
I don't remember the beginning of what's his face? Of Fortnite, honestly.
Fortnite was, when it first came out, it was Save the World. Then they made Battle Royale as a closed beta exclusive to people that own Save the World. A few weeks, I think it was not even a few weeks, maybe a week or two later, it went into open beta, free to play for everybody. The Battle Royale was actually quiet and not that popular for a while. It didn't really start getting noticed until like a lot of the bigger COD YouTubers started picking it up. Like Ali A was one of the first ones to hop on there. I still find that funny to this day. I was one of the first people, and no lie, I can even show you the date of my YouTube videos, to make videos on Fortnite Battle Royale. I got nothing out of it.
Yeah.
But every COD YouTuber and their mom that uploaded it, they all like got rich off. Man.
Yeah.
I'm so hot about it. Like, Asylum, I still have the video to this day. It's me, you, Aki, and Sora.
Yeah. I think I have a couple videos as well.
Yeah.
Or at least had.
Yeah. When I uploaded, nobody gave a crap. And then I turn around and it's the #1 game in the world. I'm sitting there like, ain't that a bitch?
Okay, I don't have it anymore, but yeah, no, we had both Battle Royale and Save the World.
Mm-hmm.
Back before Fortnite was mainstream and cool.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, in the original beta version, I didn't mind the building. It wasn't so high speed and nonsense the way it is now. I'm happy Zero Build's here because it's, it's enjoyable all over again.
I keep forgetting to update the game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But the original building system in Fortnite wasn't bad. You literally built a ramp or a small fort to give yourself applicable cover for the next gunfight. That was it. You didn't have to race and see who could build the Eiffel Tower first and get to the top and blow you with a shotgun.
Yeah. Pretty cringe.
I don't know. I think live service games, they deserve more of a chance. The only reason I think that is because there's too many success stories out there to just blow off every game. Like, I could understand if only one game pulled it off. If Fortnite was like the only one, then okay, we could say it's a once in a blue moon kind of thing. But there has been game after game after game after game that's done this same thing. And I don't understand why people won't put a little more confidence into them. Like, I get it, especially when they're being sold at retail. That's a rough thing. Like, my advice for any developer, if you're planning on doing something that's live service and that content's short, reduce the price. Consider free to play. Everywhere supports free to play. Or hell, even Nintendo supports free to play games.
Like, okay, look. You gotta know what your player base wants.
That's it.
As of late, with a lot of games I've been seeing, it's fucking cosmetics. A lot of fucking cosmetics get sold. Look at Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable number of cosmetics. Want to know how I know? Because there's a few that I wanted.
And you hear MMO players say it all the time. The true end game is fashion.
Yeah, fashion. Because fashion is a true end game. It doesn't fucking matter how good your fucking gear is. Fuck your gear. Your gear could be the best gear in the game, but it looks like fucking dog shit. Nah, you gotta look good when you. If you're gonna do something, you gotta look good while doing it.
Yep. I mean, where do they think the term fashion frame came from?
Fashion frame, fashion souls.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how good your gear is. Fuck, I'm a fucking masochist. I'll go with some of the worst gear because it looks good. Especially,
Another thing
especially in
about
PvP.
live service games, it's another big reason why like I don't think people really care for them is like there's so many of them and all of them ask for your time, but you're only one person and you only have a certain amount of time in the day, obviously.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Yeah.
and you literally cannot play all of them. So it's like choose either this established game or choose this game that may be established in the future.
Yeah, when you put it like that, then that does make a lot of sense.
Because like Warframe is established, Destiny is established.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna knock anybody at the end of the day for for being skeptical about live service games. I see the problems. It's I can't blame people for that. Like I said, I just feel like there's enough success stories out there to just look at one. If you see one just happen to blossom and pop up, and just take a peek at it and be like, oh, all right, I'll come back and see you in a year, see what you're doing.
Yeah, but they can't even last a year because they don't get enough money.
Yeah, true.
So it's like
That is true. Game development is expensive.
they're better off just making like a regular game at that point.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll offer that one because honestly, this topic literally just makes me depressed. And I think I'm just more pissed about Babylon and Godfall than anything. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our third topic of the day, Asylum and Shiny. I'm going to let you two take the floor with this one because what we're going to discuss is Dauntless, its current state. Shiny, I don't know how much you like or have played Dauntless, but I also want to know, what do you guys think Dauntless can learn from Monster Hunter, and how could Dauntless improve? And
So
yeah, I'll go ahead and let you guys take the floor with this one.
so I played Dauntless when it first came out. Dauntless is really cool because it's like different. It's like it's in Monster Hunter genre, obviously, but it's different
Yeah.
enough to be its own game.
Mhm.
Um,
Same
it's
but different.
just I I don't want to play both of them. If I play both of them, I'll just get burned out faster because it's like it's literally the same thing, just different. It's very different. Like the way you fight shit is different. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but like it's the same idea. So you can get tired faster. Like you're just fighting big ass damage sponges.
Mhm.
Um, and like don't get me wrong, it's satisfying to kill both monsters in both games, but like it's just like whoa, bro. I'm not trying to be here for like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes on this one dude. Maybe even worse, depending on how your teammates are.
Exactly.
I only have enough time to do that for one of these games, let alone two. So I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I cannot. I literally cannot.
Yeah. Uh, have have been playing a good fair bit of Monster Hunter, kind of in the same boat. Although, again, I hate myself, so I end up playing the game by myself. Very similar to whenever I can't get to neck online for Dauntless, I'll just go and commit genocide on particular creatures because I can. But when it comes to Dauntless, they're again, it's same but different when it comes to like Dauntless and Monster Hunter.
Mhm.
Part of me feels like Dauntless is trying a little bit too hard to be like Monster Hunter. And when in doing so, they actually drift a little bit further away from being like Monster Hunter. Like part of like yeah, Monster Hunter has these damage sponges.
Right.
Well, Dauntless tries to have these damage sponges, but they also keep increasing the power that you can get at earlier levels. And if out of everyone here tonight knows how fucking stubborn I am, I will go in with literally the base equipment into a raid with a quote unquote legendary behemoth with the base equipment. Because I've done it
Yeah,
multiple
like
times.
when me, you, and Aki first took on Argeris when he was brand new, the tree boy,
Yeah,
we should have got destroyed by him.
yeah, no, he was piss easy. You know,
But we
I like
cleared him,
pretty
what, second, third try?
Second try, we didn't even get to him the first try actually, because there was actually a significantly more difficult behemoth called the Radiant, uh, the Radiant motherfucker that can trap you in domes
Oh
and throws a
yeah,
bunch of
that's right.
shit at you.
Yeah, that behemoth was
Rezakiri.
harder than the actual end boss of the dungeon.
Yeah, no, it was Radiant Rezakiri. Radiant Rezakiri was significantly more difficult. He that behemoth alone wiped us, so then we went in a second time, killed him, and then went in and beat Argus. Uh, there are literal behemoths that are not considered legendary that are more difficult than the legendary behemoths, and even then, Rizakiri is the only difficult one.
Yep.
Vort, the Radiant Beetle, easy as shit. They even updated his mechanics. He's still easy as shit. The Lightning Deer one, Kyoshi. No, wait, no, not Kyoshi. Kyoshi's the other one. That doesn't matter. They're all really weak when they're not supposed to be. That's where
Yeah, and like the
Monster
the
Hunter is just
legendary
like, yeah,
stuff in Dauntless doesn't even feel like that rewarding. I finally got on Margaris's legendary sword, fully upgraded, and I'm just like, all right, that's it. It's just like it's like nothing in there is challenging now. The way they've changed that game, and they keep adding more and more progression stuff. Like just why we don't need more skill trees or anything. Just make stronger behemoths and give us better gear to farm. That's it. And cool cosmetics.
yeah, but
Like,
now,
just literally be the opposite of your counterpart, Monster Hunter. You know, they have one way of doing things, you know, with all the crafting and stuff like that. Y'all be the more, you know, the free to play MMO like version. Hell, the Dauntless community, they've been asking for raids for what, 2 years now? I've seen that on Reddit a
yeah,
billion times. I thought
yeah.
I was the only one for a while. Shoot, I would love to take on a 8 or 12 man behemoth in that game or dungeon or however they would do it. But I don't know. It's like whenever they add anything new to Dauntless, it doesn't make sense. And whenever they add something new, it doesn't make things harder. It's not more of a challenge. It's something that makes the game just easier but more tedious. Yeah, this is simple to do, but you just have to grind it for a billion hours. Like that stupid skill tree they added, for example. God, that's always going to bug the hell out of me.
Yeah, and since you guys have been playing it more or longer than me, you guys telling me how in game is. It sounds different from Monster Hunter. Like you guys saying that monsters aren't challenging is very different from Monster Hunter because monsters and Master Rank at the end of Monster Hunter will literally fuck you up. They will fuck you up in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Without even
Dauntless, hell no.
you can get one hit by in-game monsters and have max armor. If you were just sitting in a special attack, you would just die.
For me to
So
get
you guys
wrecked,
now,
yeah,
okay.
by something in Dauntless, I have to put on the crappiest gear I can think of and just not know what I'm doing. Like even Asylum, just for like the hell of it, he's went in and fought. We've done plenty of the end game monsters in there and stuff while he's just wearing basic gear just for shits and giggles, and it's simple clears. And because he knows the mechanics so well, he might go down once or twice if he actually manages to get hit by something.
So, sorry, Grandma's having issues with the phone, not wanting to send messages for her doctor's appointment.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
But I heard talk of how I would go into like legendary behemoth boss fights wearing basic bitch ass gear and not get touched because I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Shiny was telling us about how like Monster Hunter's end game, the monsters are challenging. You go in there not doing what you're doing, they'll one shot you, they'll tear you up. And Dauntless, that is not the case.
Counter argument: heavy bow gun. If the game gives me the option to use a gun, I'm going to use the gun.
Yeah, I think pretty sure Odo is probably the biggest or one of the biggest Dauntless creators, and even he's bored with the game. Dude hasn't uploaded in God knows how long. And mind you, that's a guy that actually min maxes and goes for crazy builds. So if we're bored with our simple basic crap, I can only imagine how bored a player like him is. Somebody who has all the top of the line stuff with the best stats, the best runes, and everything like that.
He's probably already uninstalled the game. Just better things to look forward to in life.
Yeah, most likely.
I mean, he might just move over to Monster Hunter, honestly.
Probably. I think I do want to see Dauntless at some point. Is like Monster Hunter does have Fatalis, aka the dragon. Dauntless does not have.
They literally just dropped an update yesterday, and we have more updates coming out. And the two new monsters, well, one's old, one's brand new.
Which
And
ones?
both epic. Flaming Espinos and Violet Mizune.
Oh, Mizune. Okay.
Nice.
That's not bad actually.
The fights are great. You have to fight them in their own like special arena. They a lot of people are getting nuked by Flaming Espinos, even though like the nuke attack is not that hard to run away from. People are just stupid. But the nuke attack from Mitsuzune is a different story. That is hard to run away from, and it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Another thing I think I'll give Monster Hunter is like the lore that they have for their monsters.
Yeah, they put a lot of like they actually have like the biology the biology behind all their monsters on top of that. Like you can find out how monsters work and all that shit.
Oh, there's also there's a video series that I watch on YouTube called the Ecology of Monster Hunter. So it takes in biology and then theoretical biology, like how it theoretically interacts with others of its environment. Because that's just how well fleshed out they have their lore. And I think one of my favorite monsters, like in the lore for it, again, is the dragon Fatalis. Because originally Fatalis was not the dragon's name; it was a title of Ender. Because that's what Fatalis means, is the end. And throughout the games, there's been just different iterations of the same dragon, theoretically, even though you kill it. With the white one, I don't remember which Monster Hunter it was exactly. The one with white Fatalis.
Yeah, I think
and how it went past Dragon Element straight to lightning and be able to generate it inside his own body without any negative use. Unlike a lot of the younger, like I'm not going to say newer monsters that have to generate it from outside and then harness it. Or the Fatalis that was so fucking angry, his physiology started to change to the point where he was exhausting heat through parts of his body that normally wouldn't be possible, called the Crimson Fatalis. He was a very angry individual. I believe. Well, why was that one angry again?
What?
Crimson Fatalis.
Oh, so you got
Uh,
me. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
I
he
just
got
know
kicked out of
about
his
regular one
territory.
and white, honestly.
I think he got kicked out of his territory, so the guild went, "Yeah, you need to go kill this thing, or it's going to wipe us all out because it is furious." And then, of course, the new game just with Black Fatalis just chilling in Destroy Kingdom. It's vibing, in all honesty. And we show up. It's like, look, we didn't think you were real, so now we're gonna kill you. And then you get the lore for the armor sets. It's like, yeah, you really shouldn't be wearing this armor. It's like the will of Fatalis is still within the armor, and it's going to corrupt you. Like Dauntless has nothing like that. Which
Yeah.
sucks.
Does Dauntless have giant monsters or no?
It does have some giant
Yeah,
monsters,
a
but not
couple, but they're just
that
even
strong.
even those aren't really just impressive. Like there's a few gimmicky, nice mechanics in them, but at the end of the day, even my sword build, and mind you, I'm only like a power level 300 or 400 in Dauntless.
Yeah.
The lifesteal build I have set up, like even when we were fighting Argaris, it got to the point where I could just sit in this thing's poison pools, and mind you, they stack like 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. Because my character, was so overpowered with lifesteal, it wouldn't matter. As long as I was hitting the creature, my HP didn't move. And that's
Right.
against something that's supposed to be a legendary behemoth.
Yeah.
And I don't know, same with all the other big guys. Like, all right, they're large, clunky, and they have big attacks, but at the end of the day, you roll out of the damn way.
Yeah, I get what you mean because, like you said, like there's lifestyle and and Monster Hunter Rise right now, but it's very like you have to first hit a part that you're like doing extra damage to, so you have to hit a part that your weapon actually works against, a specific body part on their body, and then on top of that, you're not out healing certain things. Certain things are just gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I have to go move a dog just real quick.
All right, you're fine. We're about to move on to the next topic anyway. And no one's out.
Oh, 14 coming to Xbox? Yeah, have fun with that.
Oh, somebody's a non-believer. We already got your answer. Well, since Asylum already took us there, uh, Shiny, you've went ahead and got a PlayStation 5 already. You've been in the 14 for a while. Um, do you feel like 14 is ever going to make its way to Xbox, or is Phil Spencer just feeding us a bunch of fluff to keep us quiet?
I don't know. It depends on how much Sony has their hands up Square Enix's ass. To be honest with you, that's what it all depends on.
Yeah.
Because if Sony gives you enough no money, they're gonna be like, nah. But
Yeah.
Sony also, Microsoft has more money than Sony, and
Mhm.
I don't think a lot of people understand that. But literally, what operating system is all your laptops or computers on?
Right. Yeah, people do forget that.
Like, don't get me wrong, Sony has a lot of money, but the fact that the fact that um, you know, Microsoft was buying Activision Blizzard. Sony, I don't think would have offered that much money for Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, even though they own Call of Duty right now, I don't think they would have.
Like they would have tried to buy a specific studio, maybe, but
Yeah.
not the publisher of Activision Blizzard. That's a lot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Activision Blizzard makes so much money, so it's like,
like I could picture Sony trying to take like Infinity Ward or something.
but like it's just, oh, I would, if what he said is true, that would be really really cool, because then people on Xbox can experience it. But not only that, if it is true, it'll be like a whole new thing it'd be like a whole new, brand new game technically, because the people that have only had Xboxes, that population have never experienced it. So it's like
Yeah.
new to them.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. It's just, I don't think nobody, not even Phil Spencer, I don't think anybody's being really honest about what's going on behind the scenes, because I've heard so many different rumors. First, I heard there was legal issues on Microsoft's side preventing the game from coming, and I'm like, all right, well, Phil Spencer's claiming he wants the game on there, so I don't know why he wouldn't just straighten those things out. And then I heard it was legal things on Sony's side preventing the game from coming. And then I heard it was, specific details in Square Enix's terms of service. Like, I've heard so many different stupid rumors of why 14 hasn't hit Xbox yet. And it's just like, I don't know what to believe. That's why I don't even make many videos on the topic, because there's just so much bull crap out there when it comes to that subject. I do think they're gonna do it. It's just I don't know what the holdup is, and I can't picture it. And it's like you said, Microsoft got just money, rivers and rivers and rivers. They can make anything happen. Like you said, they're buying Activision Blizzard, for God's sakes. You would think, getting 14 on Xbox would be something they could do in a snap of a finger. But there's something blocking or holding this up.
Yes.
Or even something Phil Spencer's not saying.
Yeah, because it's just negotiations. I feel like at the end of the day, because it's just like development wise, well, you already got it on PlayStation. Which, by the way, after playing it for a while, I will say my biggest gripe with 14 is like, it's like a PC port directly off a PC ported to a console.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
If you get what I mean by that, it's like some of the UI feels a little clunky for a controller. It's like,
yeah, it does.
in comparison to other games being like having their UI changed for controllers and having like a whole new button layout for controllers, it just feels like I'm playing a game that's meant for keyboard and mouse with a controller.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Like, if you take 14 on PC and you plug a controller in and you put that version and the PlayStation version side by side, unless you're counting frames, you are not going to be able to tell them apart. The UIs and everything are exactly the same. I have it on PC and I have it on PS5. Exact same thing.
It gave me a headache.
You can even plug a mouse and keyboard into PlayStation 4 or 5 and play it like that. Hell, they even gave you the option to do that on PS3. I know graphically it's not a problem, because 14 visually, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it's a bit on the outdated end now.
Yeah, the concept is good, but I get what you mean, like textures and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just the game's been around for forever. But alright, so speaking of 14, I'll go ahead and let this drag us into our final topic, especially since Asylum's back.
Yes.
So when it comes to Xbox getting Activision and Blizzard, there have been console versions rumored of World of Warcraft for probably the past 5 or 6 years now. Do you guys think that maybe Xbox will just get WoW, and that'll be their thing to fight back against PlayStation and Final Fantasy 14?
I think they get WoW. Probably not.
Yeah, I'm with Shiny on this.
Right.
WoW's probably not coming to Xbox. No matter what.
Yeah, there's been data mines and rumors of a console version for ever. I personally think if they put World of Warcraft on console, it would be developed separately. It would be built completely different. It would probably be always behind the PC version and get content on its own schedule. leading all the way up to through the expansions that PC has, but I don't ever think it'd be like a side-by-side parity built version where you could possibly give console and PC crossplay one day, or it'd be a thing like 14 is. I think at the most they might do a console version of Warcraft eventually, and it'd be crossplay between the two consoles, and the console version just be its own thing. But as deep as that game is, especially now, just with all the systems and stuff, like I said, it would have to be completely rebuilt for console. Now, there are people who have done controller mods, and I've seen them on YouTube. Even on Bellular Gaming, he's seen a few where they make console controls work great for that game. But I don't know. I just think if WoW ever came to console, it'd be World of Warcraft would be one thing, and World of Warcraft console would be another thing. I feel like they'd have to build a whole separate dev team to focus specifically on that experience. That's the only way I could personally see it happening.
It's gonna come to mobile first.
Dude, if it does, I swear. God. Dude, oh.
I don't think Microsoft is that good.
What, Shiny? Sorry, I have a puppy. That's currently dealing with separation anxiety.
I don't think Microsoft is that ignorant. I hope not.
I wouldn't put it past any company at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of these game companies out here, they stupid. Ooh, Simon, the fact that you brought that, oh my goodness.
Gina, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
why
baby.
do you make so much noise?
I don't even want to think about that.
Oh, are you still upset about Wild Rift? And how we haven't seen any console news?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's episode.
Don't you puss out. Now is your time to rant about Riot.
I've ranted about Riot. I don't know how many times. There's nothing else I can say.
Let your anger flow through you.
Like when, oh my god, I'll never forget when I watched that dev update this year, and that guy was just like, "Yeah, we know there are players still wanting to play in this region, and we know people are waiting for our console version. However, we will not have any updates in 2022." And he just said it with such confidence, and in February or something. I'm just like, oh, okay. So we're not even going to hear anything about this version until 2023. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry. In February.
Let alone get a release date.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna play. Xena, I'm going to throw you in the oven.
My only hope is when it comes to Wild Rift is just give us a beta playable version next year.
As much as that would be, please. I won't be playing it because I'll be playing the Dead Space remake. I'll be putting my time to better use by playing an entirely different game.
I know how they could bring you.
Dude, there's not enough Ari skins in the
world.
All
they have to do is put Ari in that game naked and they got you.
Well, see, then they can't necessarily sell it. At that point, it's not going to console. It's going to an entirely different website.
Yeah. It's going straight to the hub.
Well, no, probably not even the hub. Because of the new terms of service for them.
Oh, yeah, true. That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
So, yeah, not even the hub, actually. It's probably
like a brand
new a whole new site, a whole new Riot division.
Yeah. Well, you'll definitely find it on Reddit.
Probably.
Oh,
Reddit is cesspool.
I don't know. I hope we can touch it next year. If they're going to give us news next year, be good news.
What the fuck is good news? I don't know what that is. Xena, I'm going to throw you in the fucking oven.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should wrap tonight's show up before Asylum eats his dog live on podcast. You guys
I've
think?
never had miniature pincher before. I can find out.
You guys got any closing comments before you wrap up tonight's episode?
Shiny?
Oh no.
All right, guys.
I see. I haven't given my closing messages.
Go ahead.
Don't do school, do drugs. I don't know. Something along those lines, maybe.
Oh,
Play D&D. It's better than a lot of AAA games. Just using your imagination and some dice. Can't confirm because I have one at like 2:30 this morning. Which is going to be fun. I'm playing a rogue, and my poor DM hates me. Because I'm an asshole when I play rogues.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we all heard it from the warden himself. Anyway, that'll go ahead and do it for tonight's episode of the DYECMOB Do You Even Console MMO Bro podcast. Remember, if you missed tonight's episode, you can catch it live on youtube.com/Tenek127, where it'll be uploaded shortly. We will see y'all in the next episode. Have a great night.